the classic Moang.
Morrison.
I will let you go after 2 minutes of this. Beautiful.
My name is Katie Paulson. I have been living in the van for a year and a half. And before that, I was living in a Subaru Legacy station wagon for a year and a half.
I built it out in about 3 days.
I grew up in Central Washington in Yakima, and right now I'm based out of Leavenworth.
I flip my front seat around. We have a nice living space. Like the amount of money that feel like I've thrown away on rent over the course of my life just feels ridiculous. This is so much more appealing to me. My stove sits right here, and I have a propane tank, and then all of my cooking utensils are kind of crammed aimlessly in this underneath spot.
I mostly target my dirtbag existence around places where I have jobs. It's more sustainable, and I can continue to work and make money while I'm traveling.
Have some under the bed storage, which is also haphazardly thrown. I'm in the transition season where I am in climbing and ski gear in various nooks and crannies.
So I have 2 different jobs in bars in Leavenworth. One is just a tap room. It's really fun. It's dog friendly, so this guy comes to work with me. And there's also a German restaurant and bar that I've been working in since I moved there.
Very important dog treats. It's mostly just shoes in this front section.
Just last year, I started guiding with She Moves Mountains out of Smith Rock, mostly instructing single pitch skills. And this year I'll be taking the AMGA Rock Guide course so that I can kind of grow my skill set and take people into bigger terrain and teach bigger skills.
This is my bed. It might look small at first, but it pulls all the way out. This is the rest of the mattress, which I very expertly sewed this cover for. My very limited seamstress skills. And fully put together, it's a full size, like 6'2" long mattress.
I think it would be great to be able to do that sustainably as my only job, but I genuinely enjoy working in the service industry. It's not just means to an end. I used to feel like embarrassed that was something I really enjoyed and wanted to do because it's kind of a job people do to get elsewhere, but it's something I think I'll keep doing alongside the guiding.
This is my clothing shelf over here. After I do laundry, it's all neatly folded for approximately 24 hours. Until it turns into this. I just have like a metal rack in here from the store that I cut to fit in this space.
She Moves Mountains is in its 3rd season now as a company. I started with them last year. Before starting to work for them, I was friends and kind of climbing buddies with Lindsay, the owner. She just said, hey, if you get your SPI, come work for me next year. I'm gonna hire a couple people this season. So I decided, like, why not? Went and got my SPI last spring, kind of just jumped right into it, and it has been one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had. It's just about really celebrating our femininity and like in this environment where we're kind of like pushed to be more masculine or tomboyish, and just enjoying the things that make us unique as women and how that can still like cross over into the climbing environment. I have a shoe hanging shoe thing I cut to size. This is really the utility I'm most proud of, and it's where I shove all my bathroom crap. I was in school for 7 years. I have a degree in master's in geology and a bachelor's in geology. I like to do some serious bullshitting around a campfire about rocks. And then this is the laundry hole where all the all the stinky things go when they're too stinky to wear anymore, and then they live down there. I was at that point where I was like, do I try to go into a career? Do I be a geologist? Do I, do what I'm supposed to do with these degrees that I have? Or should I keep chasing this like joy I find in traveling and just exploring this sport in the mountains along the way? It's just been a really enriching experience.
Nice, Katie. So the day before I bought some hot brownies, so I would have
This van is equipped very nicely with multiple outlets, just like the cigarette outlet kind. I have one back here in the corner, so I can have my phone plugged in at night if I need it as an alarm clock. There's like 3 up front, and so far I've never killed a battery In the first summer in the Subaru, I actually got a Easy Up pop-up tent from Walmart with walls around it, set up a floor bed and a kitchen, and I lived in that for an entire summer until it started raining and I realized that the Walmart tent was not watertight. Right up front here, you can turn it off and on, and I can plug a computer into it if I want, but it doesn't seem to like to run while my car's off. And then I built a platform in the Subaru and went self-contained and spent an entire winter living in that Subaru in Leavenworth. I knew if I was gonna do it one more year, I needed it to upgrade to something bigger. So that next summer, I started shopping for a van. I ended up with an Astro, Chevy Astro. It's 2003. And I knew I wanted something with all-wheel drive because that's all I've ever had in a car, and I do a lot of winter driving. And I wanted something that was like a nice compromise between a gigantic, unwieldy vehicle that's hard to drive and a car. My real go-to for lighting is the good old solar UC light style. I have about 6 of them. And I had 3 days to build it out. But I have friends that have a nice big fancy house and a huge shed with all of the tools that they use to build their Sprinter out. They let me park my van at their place and use their tools and even helped me. So I like ripped the floors out, did the flooring all myself. This van was fully a passenger van when I bought it, so it had all the bench seats I had to take out. I ripped out carpet, and somehow I managed to put this Pergo flooring in a halfway decent manner. It's really my pride of the van. Makes cleanup really easy with a dog. That was the big thing with upgrading to the van, is I needed to be able to get at my clothing without going outside, which in the Subaru I had to get out under my bed, being able to cook inside. And that's something that I prefer not to do, but in the winter it's pretty clutch to be able to fire up that stove. So the whole bed can flip up into a couch, which makes it nice for socializing time. So I can drive friends to the crag and get sit on this bench seat. I've been with Morrison since he was born. My ex and I were living kind of on a little ranch. So Morrison was born in the barn at our house, and before his eyes were even opened, we were like, we're keeping one of these dogs. We could kind of already tell he had the best personality, even just as a little gerbil rolling around. Library, mostly guidebooks and some other assorted things, and also growler storage, apparently. You know, he runs around the desert all morning, he sleeps at the crag all afternoon, gets pets at the campfire every night, so we're super lucky. And also, he's such a good boy. Since I winter in this thing, I was concerned about a way to insulate the windows while still giving me the option of having them open, because I do like the natural light and I don't want it to be like a cave in here. So all of these inserts are removable. I'm gonna leave this one in for right now. My next place is in a couple days. I'm headed to Oregon to start our spring guiding season at Smith Rock. So I will be starting there this end of March, and I'll be there till the end of May. And it makes it completely insulated on the windows and completely private. I've become this much more outgoing person and much more capable with social skills, and I feel like I'm better at my job in the service industry because I can talk to people and without just getting real stressed out. So it's opened up my community so much. It really was climbing that spurred this on. Now it's just about so much more than the climbing, but that's still a big part of it.
Oh, sick, we get to keep Morrison.